together and we will do this. Every year we will remind people at the state level, at the federal level, and in our city that we are together and we love each other. But now we have a legal document to back it up.
Hey.
So, again, here's to present the proclamation.
Thank you. And we're here, okay? So let's not dwell on who supported it, who didn't support it. It passed, and we're here. Thank y'all for being here and for showing up. And we're going to have the official reading by my friend, Commissioner Larry Sutton.
No two of us are exactly the same, and we have to take pride in who we are and what we believe and how we feel as human beings, because we're all human beings created equally by our Lord in the heaven above. So Mayor Rickard could not be here, but he asked me to share this proclamation with you. And I think it's really something that's an important statement. I know we've got members of the media here, and I think that its sentiment and its words need to be disseminated throughout the entire community. So, this is a proclamation from the office of the mayor of Macon, Bibb County, Georgia. Whereas regardless of an individual's sex, age, race, ethnicity, nationality, disability status, mental health status, sexual orientation, gender identity, expressions, sex characteristics, religious belief or disbelief, creed, familial status, and or individual political opinions, Macon-Bibb County recognizes the inalienable human rights of each and every person. And whereas Macon-Bibb County commits to protect and defend the inalienable human rights of each and every person, including the right to employment, the right to residence and housing, and the right to access public accommodations. And whereas the Macon-Bibb County Commission will consistently honor the inherent value of each and every member of the Macon-Bibb community. And whereas the March on Macon is a joining of many people in our community to stand against discrimination. Now therefore I, Robert A.B. Rickard, do hereby proclaim March 11th, 2017 as Macon Unity Day in Macon-Bibb County, and I encourage all citizens to commit to the observance of this day and stand against discrimination in all of its forms. It was mentioned by one of our previous speakers that we're in Rosa Parks Square here in Macon. And if you know anything about Rosa Parks, you know that she would not leave her seat in the front of the bus. And I think that none of us are going to give up our seats in the front of God's bus because we're all entitled to sit there because we're all created equally. So I think it's highly symbolic that we're here and we're going to take our seats, and they are our proper seats in the front of the bus. Nobody's going to tell us that we don't deserve to sit there. This is God's bus for any reason whatsoever. So we talked about doing this once a year. We may have to do it more than once a year because we do live in a political world, as Bob Dylan said, and sometimes human rights and civil rights have to be fought for politically on all sorts of levels. I've got legislation coming down in a couple of weeks for committee review that will add sexual orientation and gender identification to the things that the county does not discriminate against, and I think those are important. Next to me has signed on to support it, and I feel fairly confident we'll get the at least the 5 votes that we need to move it on to the full commission for approval. But I may need your help. So I don't know whether you know Bentley. Bentley, I want to give you this proclamation. And I hope, and perhaps through Facebook and other social media, we'll be able to get the word out, because we may need your presence in commission chambers right across the street here when that kind of legislation comes for full commission vote, because there is strength in numbers, and we will probably greatly appreciate your presence at that time. So Bentley, we'll figure out a way through social media to make sure you all are informed of what's going on, because Commissioner Tillman and I are more than willing to help you, but we need your help as well.
Sure.
So thanks again for being here. This is not the last time we'll get together to make our presence and our feelings known, and God's blessing to you all.
And after this is over, all of y'all invited downtown on 5th, right there next to the terminal station. We got electric dance party gonna be going on at 10 p.m. Free of charge, all y'all invited.
Give it up for Tillman and Schlesinger one more time. All right, so now we're going to have some candles passed out. We're going to have a candlelight ceremony. We're going to have a statement of purpose by the wonderful, incredibly instrumental, all-around model citizen.
Come here, we're gonna have to do this quick.
Thanks.
Okay.